Good afternoon. It's now 5:30. We'd like to call the Calhoun County Council March the 11th, 2024 meeting to order. Ms. Bonnette, would you give us an invocation, please, ma'am?
Let us pray. Dear Lord, we come to you today asking for guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Allow us to nurture the bonds of the community. We ask in God's name. Amen.
Amen. Have a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved in second. Any further discussions or corrections? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. We're now open for public comments. Richard?
Yes, sir. We've got one, Chris Rowland to speak at the public comments. Everybody else will be speaking in the public hearing
Okay.
portion of the meeting.
Mr. Rowland?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Chris Rowland. I know most of you, but just wanted to make sure I have a formal statement that I am running for House District 93 in the upcoming election. Want everybody to know that and make sure that we get that word out. Russell Ott is running for Senate, as most of you probably know or are aware of that. And I think it's very important that we have representation from Calhoun County. We have been so blessed to be the second smallest county in the state, but to have such great representation over the last, I don't know how many years, but it's been a long time. And I'd hate to see us lose that. And I wish Russell the best of luck with him running up against his opponent in that other district. But if he should lose and we would not have any representation, I think it would be very sad for our county to do that. It's very important for us to have that representation. For those of you that don't know me, I've lived here for 24 years, grew up in Swansea. So I've lived in this district my entire life. And I've given to my church, very active in Fort Motte Baptist Church. We do a lot of things. I serve in the community. Most of you that know me have probably seen me around in the community, from even doing things as the Purple Martin and Tammy being scared to death of me. So when I came up to her, but anyway, so I do a lot of things with our community. I love St. Matthews. I travel all over the world, and I just think that St. Matthews is a great place to live. Calhoun County is. And I just would appreciate any support and want to make my introduction to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now we're in a public hearing on ordinance 2024-1, third reading. Ordinance to authorize and approve the execution and delivery of a fee in lieu of ad valorem tax agreement between Leek Holdings, LLC, and Calhoun County, South Carolina, to provide certain special source revenue credits and other matters related thereto. Before we start getting to the public comments on the public hearing, due to the large amount of people who wanted to speak, we're going to limit you to 3 minutes, please. Please, ma'am, please, sir, for the sake of time, 3 minutes. Floor, Richard, you can start calling the names out.
The first one that wanted to speak was Pat Roberts.
Please give.
Somebody else put one by your name, so you're good.
Please introduce yourself as you come up. I'm sorry I didn't say that, but please introduce who you are.
I'm Pat Roberts. I moved here 2 weeks ago. Haven't unpacked yet. I'm amazed at what is happening. More amazed since I got here at 5 o'clock and talking with my friends that they're unaware of this and they're property owners. They said they didn't see our, the public announcement is always passed in the paper, but most of y'all know your paper is not thrown regularly. But I sold real estate for 42 years, and to think that it's not going to affect their property value is unconscionable. You know it is. You know it is. Now, whether or not there's an environmental impact, that will come in the future. But as far as the property value, absolutely. Nobody wants to hear that, what might happen with tornado or the arcing or whatever else is going to go on. And then I also found out that we are strictly a volunteer fire department, so obviously they're not going to put any fire out that starts out there that is more of a catastrophic type fire. And then coming behind this person who spoke earlier about how wonderful this community is, that's why we moved here. And that just kind of seconds his but, you know, it's not in with what this community is all about. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Richard.
Julia Wolf.
Good afternoon. My name is Julia Wolf, and I live in Fort Motte community. And I just want to say that I have land there, and I am really unsatisfied because of the value of it. Will go down, and it's right next to, I can reach out and touch where this project is going to. So I am really displeased with that, learning at a late stage that this was going to happen next door to me. My value will go down on my property. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Meredith Pike.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Meredith Pike, and this reminds me of the song, "They Paved Paradise to Put Up a Parking Lot." I would like someone to explain to me who exactly benefits from this parking lot, other than the property owners and the multi-billion-dollar company. This community is multi-generational and takes pride in the land they have been entrusted with. Even Rebecca Mott torched her own home in defiance to unfair taxation during the Revolutionary War. Are we now going to allow a multi-billion-dollar company to get a tax break? In other words, inordinate and unfair taxation? This community would rather have paradise.
The council must also give the factual underpinnings that support these conclusions. This ordinance lacks the required factual underpinnings and fails to comply with the state statute on this ground, in addition to the wrong geographical area. And you will hear from other speakers that this solar project will not benefit Fort Motte, and in fact will cause harm to the residents of Fort Motte. These are true and serious concerns. Industrial scale solar in a rural residential area causes harm to nearby land residences by decreasing the value of neighboring land and homes. It brings the risk of fire and resulting air pollution from a fire. And as was mentioned, we have a volunteer fire department, and these batteries, if they catch fire, the fire department is not prepared to put out those kinds of fires. And it brings the risk of groundwater and surface water pollution from the leakage of transformers and substations. What about the heat from solar panels? And what about the glare? The state statute requires that county council make factual findings, not just bare assertions, that the benefits of the project through the Fort Motte area are greater than the cost. The ordinance does not even attempt to make these findings with respect to the Fort Motte area, and it cannot because the costs clearly outweigh any kind of benefit. In considering passage of this ordinance, council members must be aware that their duty, first of all, is to comply with state statutes. This ordinance does not comply with the governing state statute, and it should not be approved. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Richard, who's next?
Mike Roberts.
My name is Mike Roberts, and I'm one of the newest community members in Fort Motte, and we moved here a couple of weeks ago. We haven't been here long enough to get our driver's license changed, but we found out about this, and it impacts us. I mean, we just bought property that we feel like can possibly be devalued when I paid more probably than a fair price for it. I'm not interested in that happening to me. I came here, my wife and I came here to invest ourselves in this community, St. Matthews and Fort Motte. We have grandchildren here. We have family here. We have new friends here that have taken us in, and that's where our investment is. And no one told me that I could get a damn tax break just by moving here because of my investment. I'm making one that's going to make a difference. That's what I hope. I want to make a difference with my investment in the lives of children in this county. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Richard?
Kathy Bashir?
Bashir, good try. Okay. So I'm going to try this from a little bit different approach. Kathy Bashane, I live over off of Mott Road, Fort Motte Road. When we moved here, we moved from Virginia 2 years ago. Grew up in Eastover, so you know, I'm still hometown girl. We had solar panels in Virginia, and we would sell back whatever energy came from that, you know, that we didn't use. When we tried to do that here, no, if we went with solar panels to cover our power consumption needs, it would be disapproved. We would need to cut our number of panels. We would not be able to generate all our needs because it exceeds the 20 kilowatt circuit rule. The calculation is based on a formula on Dominion's website for residential solar panels. So if I can't even get solar panels, I'm not asking for a tax break on them, but why should they get the tax break? I mean, I don't think they've probably served overseas and you know, done their part on the military or first responders. Our country is based on that. Who gets the tax, you know, benefits? I don't see that happening. And do we know where in Fort Motte on the road that this plat is supposed to be used for the solar panels? Do y'all have that information available?
We can only take your statement, but we won't go back and forth right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I appreciate that.
Okay.
But no, I don't believe that Dominion Leek should be given a tax break for this. How's it going to benefit us? I mean, you've heard from everybody that this is not beneficial. It's taking property taxes and it's taking our property down, our values. So why should we give them a tax break? I mean, y'all obviously are from here because you were voted into these positions, correct? Yeah? So shouldn't you be in the best interest of all of us? So that, I will end with that and something for y'all to ponder on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Janice Brazil?
My name is Janice Brazil, and my husband and I are homeowners in the Fort Motte area. And I'm not going to repeat what everybody else has said because I don't think that's not necessary. I'm just saying I don't approve of what's going on. And I hate the lack of transparency when there are a lot of people in our community that did not know that y'all were giving a tax break to a multi-billion-dollar company. And I also, I have one question. I know you're not going to answer it, I know that. But I really don't trust y'all. I'm very disappointed. I want to know, it says, to provide certain special source revenue credits and other matters related thereto. Well, what are the other matters? Is that just, what does that mean?
Man, we won't go back and forth with you right now. I wish you would continue with your
Can
statements.
I get that from somebody?
If you would continue with your statements, we'll do some when we get to the administrator.
Okay.
We'll.
All right, that's great. I just say that the council should not give a multi-billion-dollar company a tax break. When there are people in this community, they're the ones that are going to suffer because of what's going on. And I'm very disappointed. And we moved here from Charleston. And we found our heaven up here. be so much nicer than Charleston, and now y'all might run us off. And we're good people in this community, and we love this community. So I think you really need to think about what y'all are doing and how y'all are treating people. Thank you for my time.
Thank you, ma'am. Richard.
Felicia Ellis.
My name is Felicia Ellis. I moved to the Fort Motte area permanently July 2019. Over 30 years ago, I met a guy who was born and raised in Fort Motte. It became clear early on Fort Motte was his happy place. After serving 25 honorable years in the United States Navy, he retired a highly decorated CPO, Chief Petty Officer. We bought a vacation home in Fort Motte where we visited frequently. Of course, that turned into an inevitable conversation of relocating permanently. And when something like, whatever you want, I'll build it, I just want to retire in Fort Motte. Of course, by now, I'd fallen in love with the picturesque drives, the beautiful crop-filled fields, the way the leaves would change seasons, change with the seasons. Being a Florida girl, I didn't get to experience those things. I met several neighbors Saturday in an impromptu meeting regarding things we obviously had no clue were going on in our community, which in itself was disheartening. You see, in the city, we have homeowners associations and officials that keep us abreast of changes or potential changes. I brought that same expectation with me. I was obviously wrong. We make purchases most times based on aesthetics, especially large investments. The fact that one person can make a change or make a decision that changes the entire character or aesthetics of a town is baffling. Zoning regulations are necessary, especially for areas where people reside. I say often, no man is an island. What you do either directly or indirectly affects others. My understanding is that we're here today to share our input on a vote you're about to take as to whether or not the builders of the solar farm should get a tax break. Why? How will the tax break benefit the community you're building it in? It's not bringing revenue to the community through jobs or discounts, so why should we be okay with giving away money that could be used in the community being affected? There's a lot to be considered. No one study can give you the long-term impact that a solar farm this large will have on a community. They can't because they haven't been around long enough for the long-term research to be conducted. How will this affect our property value, our environment, our personal health? Stats say that solar farm can earn from $21,000 to $43,000 per acre each year. You may say the startup is expensive. To that I say, if you have the startup money or capital, you can make $21,000 per acre per year, you have money to pay the necessary taxes. Two things I'll end with. Soil is a non-renewable resource. Its preservation is essential for our food security, and its loss and degradation is not recoverable within a human lifespan. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Going forward, I'm advising everyone I come in contact with that we need to be more proactive, ensuring the representatives elected to look out for our best interests will do just that. There's absolutely no way so many people within one community should be oblivious to something of this magnitude. Amen.
Richard, who is next, Richard?
Your bike.
Mr. Bike.
Mr. Chairman, Councilman, my name's Hugh Bike, and I'm a property owner here in Calhoun County. My family's been in this county for years. And I heard the prayer in today, and I appreciate it. Nurture this community. Your actions are not doing that. Your actions to divide one of the most historic areas of this state are divisive. And they do not, as Ms. Mack indicated, meet the criteria of the fee in lieu arrangements statutorily. Your decisions will be reviewed. Your decisions will be reviewed, and your findings will be reviewed. You said here within your project findings, the project will benefit the general public welfare of the county by providing services, employment, recreation, or other public benefits not otherwise provided locally. It's a locality. It's a locality proposition within the statute. And you owe these folks tonight to tell them specifically what services are being provided. Are you saying that solar is good for the people here? When you're shipping it off to Dominion and they're selling it back to Tri-County where we pay some of the highest rates in the country? Have you gotten an agreement from them that they're going to lower the citizens' rates for electricity? I bet not. If you have, let us know. What other services are they providing? What employment are they providing where there's taxation going to this community as encompassed within the fee and lieu agreement? That's what fee and lieu is for, bringing big business here so that we can generate jobs, that we can generate something of value to the citizens in the community. Are you saying the value is higher taxes on an industrial level versus taxes on an agricultural level? Well, if so, let the industrial base stand on its own. Dominion can stand on its own. They don't need your fee and lieu. If solar is so good and so productive and so beneficial to our society, then they should be able to pay the industrial tax base. The people can do with their property as they feel, but they have to pay the appropriate taxes in order to go to the industrial level. That's what these folks have relied upon.
Mr. Mike, your time is up, but I'll give you, let you finish your statement.
That's what this community is relied upon. There are no recreational or other public benefits. In fact, you have water runoff, you have all the other impacts that these folks have said. So I thank you. I really do thank you all, because I think you owe the citizens, as you sit here tonight, if you're going to pass this resolution that will be reviewed in another forum, you owe them those explanations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Richard.
Peterkin.
Hi, I'm Lissa Peterkin. I'm a member of a 4-generation families that have been farming in Calhoun County. And the thought that you're calling these solar gulags farms nauseates me. That is the wrong way to put this. Did the citizens of Calhoun County pay for the industrial complex? I would imagine so. Isn't that for industry? Isn't an industrial complex for industry? We are going to have this industrial gulag in Fort Motte. In Fort Motte. Ruined property values that are already low. Very low. Why in the world would we give Dominion a tax break? I want every one of y'all to know we are watching, we are paying attention to this, and November is coming.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Next, Richard.
Michael Milligan.
Mr. Milligan.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Michael Milligan, and I still on New Bethany Road. I don't know much about this project, but what was sold to me, that it's going to come from the road behind me and actually going to run in my backyard. Just the word taxes, I get the chill bump, just saying that word. So I don't believe that we should get it, because everybody down is family, we know everybody on first name basis, it ain't too many of us. I mean, if I heard we missed the vote by one, missed me by cattle by one vote, I'm glad we missed that, because Fort Motte is a peaceful community, and we need to keep it like that.
Thanks, sir. Richard.
Cam Herant.
Herant. It's Herant.
afternoon.
Afternoon.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Cam Arant. I have lived in Calhoun County 49 years. Married a boy from Fort Motte, and when you marry somebody from Fort Motte, that's usually where you live. I love the place. Arants have been there for a number of generations, as all of you know. I agree with every single thing that everybody else has said today up here, so I don't have to repeat that. But I would like to know how many people in this room would go buy a house that is located surrounded by these solar industrial farms. Would y'all spend your money to go buy a house there? Would y'all want to live there? I don't have any tax breaks from Calhoun County. I've lived, like I say, I've lived in Fort Motte 49 years. I love the place. It's beautiful. I love my trees out there. And to give tax breaks to somebody that's a $40 billion company is crazy. And I agree with what Ms. Bite said. It's paradise. Fort Motte was paradise. Y'all are turning it into a parking lot. And if you continue this, that's what you're doing. You're voting for a parking lot. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tucker Lafitte.
Mr. Lafitte.
My name is Tucker Lafitte. Thank you for the opportunity. We bought a farm in Fort Motte in '91 and have been transitioning that to our more and more time. We're spending about half of our time here. This is my happy place in the world. My blood pressure goes down, my cares go away, and I've gotten to know a larger percentage of this community than I do in my own neighborhood. Everything that I was going to say has been said. I don't want to take your time on that. I pray that we may preserve that part of Fort Motte, Calhoun County, which makes it so cherished to all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Richard Watkins.
Good evening. I'm
Good
Richard
evening.
Watkins, a Fort Motte landowner and St. Matthews resident. During and since Calhoun County's deliberations in 2023 about the solar moratorium ordinance, I have advocated completion of the county's comprehensive planning process. It remains my understanding that thoughtful preparation of the comprehensive plan would precede and guide decisions about future zoning, future land use in parts of the county, including Fort Motte, that are currently zoned RU. At first reading on February 12th this year of the FILO ordinance now under consideration, that ordinance was approved by title only. 2 weeks later, on February 26th, at second reading, we in the audience were surprised to learn that Ordinance 2024-1 pertains to a proposed industrial solar project in the Fort Motte community. Perhaps it was just strange oversight, who can say, at the what happened at the February 12th meeting. But in his February 26th remarks, Mr. McLaughlin referred to an explanation that was given of this project at the February 12th meeting. Did I fail to hear Mr. McLaughlin's explanation on February 12th? Again, I was completely surprised on February 26th to learn about this particular proposal as a solar project in the Fort Motte community. Well, I had the opportunity to review the video recording of Council's February 12th consideration of the ordinance. And the video recording clearly indicates there was no February 12th explanation of this project being an industrial solar project in the Fort Motte community. The subject of tonight's public hearing, of course, is this fee-low agreement, the fee agreement for this proposed project. Calhoun County is not competing against other states or other counties to be chosen as the site for this solar project. And frequently we hear with other industrial recruitment, the projects are referred to by a code name. The identity of the applicant is withheld until at least the time of the third reading of the public hearing. So in this case, where Calhoun is not competing...
Mr. Watkins, I'll let you finish your statement, but your 3 minutes
okay,
is up.
Thank you. In this case, where Calhoun is not competing against other counties, other states for this particular project, seems unnecessary for Calhoun County to be offering financial incentives for a project for which there is no competition. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins.
That's it.
Let me just make this statement. I saw a couple of people came in. We want to be fair to you. And normally at a public hearing, you don't have to sign in. I saw a couple of people came in late. If any of you all would like to, we got a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 of you.
Could you speak up? We can't hear you back there. Thank you.
I said that 2 or 3 people came in late. I'm trying to give you an opportunity if you came in late. 2 or 3 people maybe. We do have a couple more minutes. If somebody else had something to say who came in late. Normally at a public hearing, you don't have to sign in like we do for public comments. So if anybody else came in late, I'm giving you this opportunity now, although you didn't sign in. We're trying to be fair. Giving you this opportunity now to speak. Okay, hearing none. We're out of the public hearing on ordinance 2024-1.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we adopt ordinance 2024-1 third reading.
Have a motion, may I have a second?
I'll make a second.
It's properly moved and second that we adopt ordinance 2024-1. Any discussion or comments?
Yes, I do have a comment. Reading the state statute on the fee in lieu of tax agreement, it does state that it should benefit the general public welfare of the county by providing services, employment, recreation, or other public benefits not otherwise provided locally. And the solar farm does not fit any of those requirements.
I think if the, go ahead, Ken, and I'll talk later.
Can I comment on that?
Yeah.
Currently, the 6 properties.
Ken, speak in your mic.
Yeah.
Okay. We let you all talk now. I want quietness out there while we handle business up here. Go ahead.
Currently, with the 6 properties that we're talking about, I had the numbers pulled today, and those 6 properties combined are contributing $971.61 in taxes to the county. The proposed FELO will provide $195,489. Of that, $1,954.89 will go to the county of Lexington because this will be part of the multi-county industrial park. $19,545.90 goes to our Economic Development Corporation, which is a separate corporation set up to encourage development, industrial development, et cetera, in the county. And that's where that corporation gets the money to bring in new industry. The fire department will get $1,913.84. The
The county portion will be $172,071.37. Now, I fail to see how basically a $195,000 tax increase could be said to not do any benefit for the county, because that's about 4 mills, is it, Richard? Roughly 4 mills, 3.5 to 4 mills, that the other taxpayers, whether they're wherever they live, the ones in Fort Motte and everywhere else, will not have to pay for the services that will be rendered. So to say that there is not a benefit to this county with that kind of tax difference. Now, the question was, I happen to be the past superintendent of schools in a former life. And certainly I look after the schools of Calhoun County. That is one of my things that I do. I spent 32 years.
I wish we could be quiet out there because I gave everybody a chance to come up here and speak, so give him a chance to speak.
I spent 32 years.
3 minutes.
I spent 32 years with the schools, including superintendent for my last 5 or 6 years. Out of that money, the school only gets $573.25 currently. That won't even supply the paper for a classroom for a year, the copy paper. So I guess what I'm saying is for Ms. Bonnette, for you to say that there's no benefit to the county, you must not realize that the way we pay for benefits is with tax. Thank you.
Richard, Mr. Hall, I wish you could, those figures you gave me, I was trying to find them just now, getting so many emails and stuff, but the figures you gave me, what we were getting out of that property.
I'm going to ask him, these are the correct figures that I was using,
Yes,
correct?
Yeah,
Yes,
but I want to know how much we were getting, how much taxes we were getting for them before.
Right.
And you gave what we're getting now.
That's what Mr. Westbury was just saying, that currently, it's about $970, and these are estimates, they vary a little bit.
Could you break it down for me? I'm saying the breakdown on it.
The $971, $573 of that went to the school, $9.72 went to the fire departments, $388.64 for county taxes. So under the proposed FELO that you're voting on, the new, instead of $971, it'd be $217,000 a year over the 30 years. So it's a 14,000% increase in the taxes, about $6.5 million over 30 years of investment in the county.
Mr. Chairman, could I make one further comment?
Go ahead, it's open for discussion right now, go ahead.
If that's all right with you, Cecil?
Yeah.
I'm reading from South Carolina Living. How many of you are familiar with that magazine? You're on Tri-County, right? How many of you are on Tri-County?
You can't speak right now, so go ahead and read to
Okay.
Be quiet out there if you can't speak. Don't speak.
Okay. I'm
let's keep
president and CEO of the electric cooperatives of South Carolina, and I'm just going to read excerpts from this. We can't meet growing demand for electricity while simultaneously shutting down power plants, not without rolling blackouts and sky-high power bills. So that's what we may be looking at. If we get our order of operations wrong at this critical moment, the power grid could run out of juice. Successfully balancing decarbonization and electrification will be challenging. Despite this uncertainty, we must make important decisions now that will determine our future outcomes. We don't wait till we don't have before we start preparing. That's all I would say at this point. Thank you.
Any other?
Richie, I can't find the email from you from before, but can you tell the public what we would get if we did not give the FELO?
So without, it's roughly
1.3 million. What's
$1.5 million.
But Richard, would you also tell the public, would they come? I mean, we give FELOs to everybody who come here. If you don't come, and not only us, every county in the state does that. I mean, we talk about Dominion, let's look at BMW that moved down the country down there. I mean, you know. But I'm just saying tax money is coming with it. Well, ma'am, you had your chance to talk. That's why I told you to ask again, did anybody want to come up? This is between the council right now. It's for our discussion. Please, ma'am. But
Not a benefit.
like I said, it won't get me upset. If we gave you the chance, the gentleman on the front there, you wouldn't get up and talk. You had the opportunity. And I went back again. We try to be fair.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Go ahead.
This is one thing I just want to say. We have enjoyed low taxes in this county for my lifetime. And that came through investment from industries. And I think we've got some of the best industries in this state that we've lived from, and it's given us low taxes. And my statement saying taxes will go up, taxes will go up if we don't continue to have investment from industries in this county. I've lived here all my life. I went away to college, but I came back here because I do love this county. But at the same time, we don't do this lightly. We look at every angle from it. And I want to thank everyone who reached out to me. The phone calls, the people that came and sat down and spoke with me face to face. I appreciate that because I do hear you. But we also have to have investment in this county to keep low taxes, to keep the sheriff's department running. And we've got one of the greatest sheriff's departments in the state. And I'm thankful for our volunteer firemen. But I do want to continue to give the volunteer firemen the equipment they need so when they are called out in the middle of the night, because I'm appreciative of that. And I appreciate the folks coming here tonight. But we do need investment. And I'm thankful for the companies and the industries that look at us. Now, do we do everything perfect? We're human. But we do look at every angle we can possibly look at to continue to give low taxes to the citizens of this county. That's all I have to say.
I think one thing I wanted to say, I think we had 3 outlets at one time. I don't know if it's saying it right. Amy, I don't know whether you still record this or not. I didn't see you don't. But we do have the young fellow right there. Who are you with?
Sorry, I'm using my voice on a few days.
That's okay. But we'll record. I'm saying you don't even have to come down here to this meeting if you don't. I appreciate the people coming. I like people to come here. Always wanted that. But you can watch us online. I mean, Mr. Watkins alluded to, he went back. You can even go back and pick the meetings up. The thing upsetted me a little bit, and I think I talked to a gentleman yesterday, I seen him out there, and what kind of upset me is people telling me they don't know. I've opened this council up since I've been chairman 2 years and 3 months, and never been. We didn't have public hearings for 30 years. I've been here 32 years, a long time, on the council. Been in St. Matthews 70. So I hear people say they've been here two weeks or 2 months or something. We've been here a long time. I think I love this whole county, and I got family all over the county. I mean, most folks who live here as long as I do don't just have family and their grandkids. I got first cousins, aunts, I mean, we got a whole slew of people all over this county. So for somebody to tell me that I don't care about this county, it upsets me, especially somebody who just came here. We care about this county, and that's why we are doing. Wait a minute, I told you again back there, I don't want to start extracting people from in here. We heard you, and now you're going to hear us. So don't tell me that we don't care about this county, or we don't care about what happens here. People say they don't get a tax break. Watch your tax bills and see how much you're paying, who property owners. 4% taxes. You get a school tax break on there. Look on there. Look at your tax bill good and see what you get on there. Some of us out there talking about we're not getting any tax break. Look at it and see what you get. I mean, you get the homestead exemption. It's a lot of tax breaks that homeowners get in this county. So for to sit out there and tell me that we don't give you any tax break, I mean, it's ridiculous. But what I'm saying is that's my little put into it. I don't know about any other councilman. And I think,
Not a benefit.
sir, I wish you would shut up. Because, you know, that's what I wish you would. Because, I mean, I had to instigate it, and we gave you the mic, and you didn't use it.
That's unprofessional.
Y'all 3 minutes.
Can I say this one last thing? I just want to ask Richard, was this one of the same projects we met with groups on to strengthen the ordinance?
So, yeah, you most likely remember, we passed a moratorium and spent almost 9 months drafting new zoning regulations to protect the community, extensive meetings in this area. There were several potential projects at the time that were driving the conversation, and this project is one of those that was part of that conversation. And what came out of it was really one of the strongest zoning ordinances in the state to regulate how a solar farm is done.
But people from that area of the county were involved.
Yes.
I think if any other councilman got anything?
I'm done.
No, ma'am, you cannot. Does any other councilman have anything? Okay. I have a motion, a second, prepare to vote. All in favor, raise your hands.
It's sad.
Opposers likewise. Let me just say that Mr. Carson had to excuse himself because he'll be involved in a project later on down the road. The motion carried 3-1, the motion carried. Okay. We have a motion for approval of the minutes.
So moved.
We have a second on approval.
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. We need a motion for amendment, to amend the minutes of October the 3rd, 2023, meeting to change MUSC to RMC. Richard, you want to explain that a little bit to us?
Yes, sir. So there was, in the documentation, when the executive committee was appointed, there was just the wrong terminology was used. We used MUSC, and it's really the RMC executive board. Just clarification.
Okay. May I have a motion that we, did I get the motion?
Yeah. No.
Not yet.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second that we amend the minutes of October the 3rd, 23, meaning to change to MUSC to RMC. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. Any committee reports?
No, sir.
I see we have an appointment with Beth Rass to the First Steps Local Partnership Board. May I have a motion to that effect?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Beth Rass to the First Steps Local Partnership Board.
May I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it. From appearances, I see we have Mr. Walter Bennett, the third from MUSC, and Ms. Kathy Booker. Y'all can come forward if you like.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It is a pleasure to be amongst you guys once again. I'm here to give you an update from MUSC Health Orangeburg. So as you're aware, we have been a part of MUSC. The former TRMC has been a part of MUSC since March of last year. So we're just celebrated 1 year as MUSC Health Orangeburg, and we have, of course, been very busy on our campus. So since we've been a part of MUSC, I have been using the acronym that we are on the rise. So R is our rebranding process. You will start seeing, especially with our clinic here that we have in St. Matthews, it will be changing to the MUSC logo and branding process. And you will also see, if you were to come on the Orangeburg campus, all of our signage will be rebranded to MUSC Health Orangeburg. The next is our I, is our integration. We have been going through a lot of integrating with the healthcare system as a whole, from policy and procedures to things such as our scrub colors to align with the rest of the healthcare system. But the biggest integration that we've worked through is changing our electronic medical record, which we are now on Epic. Epic allows for us to have personalized patient care amongst all the MUSC hospitals, and we're 1 out of 14 in our healthcare system. But the neat thing about Epic, it also allows for us to have integration with other healthcare systems that have that same system. So Prisma in Columbia, Lexington, and all the way up to other hospitals in the upstate, such as Partner Regional and AMED, all have Epic. So if you were to leave this community and go to any other healthcare system in our state that has Epic, your patient record will follow you along the way. S is stabilization. So we, of course, have gone through a very I don't want to say dramatic stabilization process, but again, the reason for our acquisition is to stabilize our community hospital. And so we've gone through that process by bringing a lot of services that we once had contracted out through the hospital now back indoors, such as our laboratory services, our radiology services, our inpatient medicine services, just to name a few, just to ensure that we are offering great quality care, not dependable on a contract service, but we are offering in-house. And our E is execution. So with our execution process, we continue to bring on new providers in our area from medical oncology, radiation oncology, radiologists, interventional radiologists. We just hired an interventional cardiologist. So again, we're wanting to expand services in our area, and we're also looking at how do we expand telemedicine services in all of our areas to increase access points in not just Calhoun County, but Orangeburg and Van Buren County, which are our service areas for MUSC Health Orangeburg. But again, we continue to rise to the occasion of ensuring that we're offering great quality care and also keeping our patients close to home. But as I did last time when I was here, I'm able to answer any questions that you guys may have for me tonight.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Bennett?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate what y'all trying to do over there, Mr. Bennett and Kathy. Okay.
We just thank you for what y'all are doing. Looking for great things.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Lakeisha Moore, Clerk of Court.
Good evening, Councilman. I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity to give an update on the clerk's office and to formally introduce myself. My name is Lakeisha Moore, and I am the appointed clerk of court upon the retirement of Ken Hasty. Common Pleas Court. Common pleas involve civil disputes between two or more parties. They may involve different areas of law for the purposes of processing cases through the courts. The clerk tracks a particular case, whether it be jury or non-jury. Last year, we ended with 237 cases, and I am happy to report that we disposed of 167 cases by stipulation, judgment, change of venue, refer of mass and equity, or parties settled. As for the other pending cases, they will appear on the upcoming docket to be resolved. Family court. Family court cases are classified as either juvenile or domestic relations. Within the domestic relations category, the case types are child support, divorce, domestic abuse, name change, and adoption. In 2003, there were 2 adoption cases, 19 juvenile cases, and 126 domestic relation cases. Family court has a 365-day benchmark system as it is designed to move family court cases forward to completion or dismiss pending cases with no activity. Family court is up to date with all cases from 2023. Register of deeds. The Register of Deeds' primary responsibility is to record writings concerning title to or interest of real property or personal property. For example, deeds and mortgages. For the year 2023, the deeds recording fees collected for conveyances were $411,965.40. The county's portion of the recording fee was $122,476.20, and the state's portion was $289,489.20. All documents are recorded the same day that it's received and are uploaded daily. General sessions. Criminal cases are heard in the Court of General Sessions. The principal parties in the cases are the solicitor, the defendant's attorney, and a number of other agencies or offices, not limited but including magistrate court, municipal offices, police, and the sheriff department. We are currently working closely with our administrative judge, the solicitor, and defendant's attorney to try to move our caseload on our non-jury general sessions day or plea days that we receive monthly. This has been really beneficial in getting our docket on track. Last year, we disposed 460 general sessions cases. We opened this year with 570 cases. Thus far, we have disposed of 101. Since 2022, we have been participating in a set-off debt collection with South Carolina Association of Counties to collect past due court fines and costs. The South Carolina Association of Counties submit claims on behalf of our county to the Department of Revenue. Once there is a match of the defendant's name, date of birth, Social Security number, the Department of Revenue collects from the individual state income taxes. From there, South Carolina Association cuts the clerk's office a check for that debt. From 2022 to 2023, we've collected $7,082.25 for court costs using this system. South Carolina Court Administration. For information purposes and a note from the South Carolina Court of Administration. Due to the new gun law, South Carolina Administration is recommending that any buildings that are shared by the courts and other branches of government is recommended to request that your county or municipality post such signage at all entrances of the buildings. Within the recommendation, it gives the requirements of the sign. And I believe I gave Shayla a copy for you guys. The clerk's office and I are striving to work hard and to do our best to continue to serve this community. Our doors are always open, and we are willing to help with anything. This concludes my update of the clerk's office, and I thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Moore. We want to thank you for the job you're doing, because we know you had to step in some shoes, and we appreciate what you're doing. If any help we can give you, just let us know, and we'll be glad to help you. Thank you for the job you're doing.
Thank you.
No more appearances. Down to resolutions. We have Resolution 5-24, a resolution inducing and identifying an investment under the name of Leek Holdings, LLC, and other matters related thereto. I need a motion for approval of that resolution.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Properly moved and second that we approve Resolution 5-2024. Any further discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the
No.
ayes. You got one no?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right,
Right.
okay.
3-1.
Richard, you in favor?
Yeah, you recused.
I couldn't vote.
Oh, well, that's on the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I'm in favor. It's 3-1. Resolution 6-2024, a resolution authorizing the enlargement of the boundaries of the joint county industrial and business park established by that certain agreements for development of joint county industrial parks by and between Calhoun County, South Carolina, the county, and Lexington County, South Carolina, Lexington County, dated as of December 11th, 1995, as amended. Such enlargements affecting that portion of the park geographical location in Calhoun County and other matters related thereto. Richard, you want to elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yes, sir. So this is the resolution to put the new development with Leek Holdings into the multi-county industrial park.
Okay. Okay, may I have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion.
And I'll second.
Properly moved and second. Any further discussion?
Yes, I do have a question on that. Does Lexington County have to approve any of that?
Yes.
Okay, so where will it stand if the MCIP is not approved by them?
I don't have the answer for that right now. I'm not aware of a time where the joint county didn't approve it. I'd have to certainly, I can get that information back for you. I don't know that.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, the ayes have it.
No.
Okay. Let me back it up again. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposes?
No.
1 no. Okay. Richard, anything on the old business?
No, sir.
New business?
No, sir.
Do you have anything?
No, sir.
Okay.
Can I say something? Can you let the public know about the canceled planning commission meeting and when the next one will be, please?
Sure.
Thank
So
you.
we'll be updating the calendar that's posted on the website. The March, the last planning commission meeting, they tabled the request. There will not be a March meeting. There's some conflicts, one with myself and one with one of the other members, and so that meeting will be held the third Thursday in April. Will be the next planning commission meeting.
Okay. I'd just like to add to the public, I appreciate you all coming. But again, like I say, if you can't come, we don't have anything down here to hide, not as long as I'm going to be the chairman. You can live stream us. You can live stream us. And the gentleman, again, man, what did you say you, when do y'all show us on?
Yeah, so it'll be on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. on Channel 99.
Okay.
Essentially on Spectrum Radio.
Okay, so that's 2 sources that you can go back and check us to see if we're not telling you the truth. Okay, and that's live. I know the paper, we have newspaper, and I think we got the T&D, and we got the Calhoun
Leader.
Calhoun Leader, so we have 2 newspapers in there also. And we meet on the 2nd and 4th Mondays at 5:30. Unless it's a holiday or something, but we'll notify you. You can pick us up on the, what's that thing, Code Red, what's that you can,
Code Red, you can sign up.
you can sign up for Code Red?
There's a link to it on the website, on the library's website. You can sign up and get a notification from all county events. You can choose to be notified for emergencies, or on the community side, you can be notified of all the community events.
Mr. Chairman, would it be all right if Richard told people that are remaining here how they can have input into the zoning? Aren't y'all still in that process of taking public input or not?
So we still are taking comments for the comprehensive plan update. We're not actually in the zoning part yet. Still a comp plan. We're getting close to, we're really just tweaking the final pieces and comments. Mr. Watkins is here tonight. We've gotten quite a bit of input from him and several other members of the community on historic resources, things like that. I think we are actually going to have a booth. Mr. Gardner is going to be at the Purple Mark Festival at the booth for to talk about information as well.
Okay. All right. No one with anything else, motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, aye. Aye. We now adjourn.